Oh, what is up, everybody? I'm sorry I'm super raspy. Just not feeling good at all. But I'm doing what I can, man. I am doing what I can. And we are good to go. Got that paused. Sorry for the lighting, guys. I don't have the best lighting in here, and it's getting dark. So it's what we got to work with. And I am sorry. First off, I want to start off with the schedule. Obviously, this is the Bethesda pre-show that I want to do right now. The conference starts in 1 hour. Um, at about when I wrap this up, I will host the stream on Twitch, and you guys are more than welcome to hang out with me there. I'll be in chat, hanging out, reacting. I'll be doing some beautiful reactions on Discord, possibly. We'll see, depending on how I feel and what's going on. And then following the press conference, I will be back live with a vlog, but it will be done on Mixer.com, guys. So make sure to follow me on Mixer.com /KingTimGames for that. Tomorrow, it's going to be a crazy day. It's going to be insane, guys. Monday, tomorrow, PC press conferences at noon. So at 11 a.m., I'll be doing the little pre-show. Hopefully the press conference is only about an hour because I want to do a post-show. But Ubisoft press conference starts at 4. So that means the pre-show starts at 3. So if that conference ends at 1, that gives me about an hour to do the post-show, grab a quick bite to eat, and get set up for Ubisoft. Pre-show on YouTube Gaming. Hosting Ubisoft's press conference at 4 p.m. on Twitch. Post-show, once again on Mixer, probably about 5:30ish. Immediately following that, depending on what's going on, I want to do a quick stream, guys. Probably be the Division or something, depending on Ubisoft. If Ubisoft brings up some Division stuff, I'll definitely probably stream the Division. We'll see. Uh, but Sony's press conference is at 9, so at 8 p.m., guys, I'm going to be hitting the pre-show at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Press conference at 9. And we'll do the post-show when that ends. And I'm going to call it a night. EA was very, very lackluster. Pros and cons, very cringe. But the kind of a good thing is they didn't do all sports in one section. It kind of split it up a bit. Problem with that is it didn't seem very organized. It didn't seem a very fluid conference. But with that being said, Madden's gonna have a story mode. Night maps are coming out this summer for Battlefield 1, Winter DLC. With the Russian army. The DLC is going to be in the name of Zara. It could be a woman battalion, which is pretty cool. Another announcement coming to Gamescom. I believe that's in August. FIFA, the story is going to continue from last year's, and the championship, FIFA championships are going to be larger than ever. Need for Speed was one of the biggest cringy moments, probably V8 history. This guy named Jesse, he's a YouTuber, was supposed to hype Need for Speed. Don't know if he had lines he was supposed to say, if he was just supposed to wing it. But either way, it was bad. He didn't wing it. And if he had lines, he forgot his lines. Very cringeworthy. Need for Speed, open world, obviously. More customizations than ever. Coolest thing is the getting a junk car, junk antique type car. They showed like the original bug, and they upgraded from junk Rub's bucket all the way up to what they call a supercar. Highway Heist basically just reminds me of Fast and Furious. EA Original said they have several titles in development, which is exciting. That's where Unraveled came from. The one that they showed this E3 was A Way Out, which is a complete co-op game. They wanted to be couch co-op, but they didn't mention online play. So we'll see what that is. That seems pretty cool. Seems very diverse. It says it's gonna be action, story, exploration, stuff like that. But you have to play, like I said, with somebody. It's very interesting because they got all that backlash with Star Wars Battlefront not having a single player campaign, and they're not gonna have a single player campaign on that. You think EA would kind of push something, but it is what it is. The cool thing about that is one player can be controlled while the other player is still in the cutscene. That's going to be coming out in early 2018. BioWare, clearly working with Microsoft. All of EA seem to be working with Microsoft. Anthem, we've seen some more of Anthem, and I'll get a little bit more of that when I reach into the Microsoft press conferences, because they only showed a little teaser. NBA Live 18, the one demo coming for August. All progress in the demo will carry over to the actual game. Basically, with the one mode, you can either upgrade yourself in the NBA or on the streets. Play in the streets, you unlock skills and gear. In the streets, you can play with other players, up to 5 players up against NBA elites. EA Access is free this week. If you have PS4, you get demos for free. And Star Wars Battlefront, I think everybody's pretty much covered this. 20 versus 20 PvP. 3 times more content than ever. And new story, which will take place in between with the Jedi and Force Awakens. Let's see. There are going to be themed seasons, which will be free. You have plenty of content for years to come. So they obviously have a multi-year plan. The multiplayer that was shown at E3 was pre-alpha, which means it could very well change quite a bit. Maybe not necessarily for the best. Welcome, Sean. How you doing, man? You missed my Resident Evil 7 speedrun. Thank you, man. Welcome. Thank you for the like. I'm assuming it was you. Did you watch any of the press conferences today? Or EA's yesterday? Oh, excuse me. Hang on, guys. These sinuses or whatever is kicking my butt. Multiplayer in Star Wars will be multi-phased. Basically, this reminded me of Battlefield Star Wars Edition. Basically, Microsoft. Basically, big thing was Project Scorpio. I think they said they showed off 45 games. I didn't count them. 45 games Microsoft showed off. If you guys caught my pre-show of the there you go, Sean. I don't follow NBA. I don't follow NHL. But I'm glad your team won, man. Glad your team won. My team, I never really followed it, but I kind of like the Avalanche. Back in the day, they were good. I don't think they've really done much. Who was at E3? What do you mean, demonic? What's been covered? Or specific people? What are you looking for? We've got 2 press conferences so far. I just covered EA. I'm about to hit Microsoft's. People. They had a lot of like streamers at the EA press conference. Stone Mountain 64 was probably my favorite so far. If you watch some post-show of Microsoft, Angry Joe, another great YouTuber, was on their post-show there on YouTube. So, we really haven't anybody special. It's mainly just been developers and stuff. I am not sure who that is. Oh, and by the way, Jesse was there. I think it was like Prank v Prank or something like that's his YouTube name. He tried to hype up a game and just horrible. They did, and my pre-show I talked about it. I said in order for them to be effective, showing that they would have to show game after game after game. And I think they said they showed 45 games, 22 console exclusives. I didn't count them. That's what they said. Here's my problem with that, though, is they waited till the end to announce the price point of what was formerly known as Project Scorpio, which is now Xbox One X. You know, he's a Minecraft YouTuber. That makes sense. And when they're showing the console exclusives, because I was paying attention because I wanted to make sure I jotted those down. The problem with the console exclusives, none of them were really graphically demanding. They were kind of indie games, which isn't a problem. I am all for indie developers getting a push. A lot of indie games are great. My Resident Evil video uploaded, awesome. I just actually finished the live stream a little bit ago, Demonic. It'll probably get you a notification. Is that what it did? Lost my train of thought. Oh, so they're going through, and most of these are indie games, not really demanding games. And then they dropped a $500 price tag on the Project Scorpio. If you want to get into console gaming, $500 really isn't the way to go. Not for that. It doesn't make sense to be hitting 5K or 4K. I mean, for some of those games, you'd be better off getting the regular Xbox One S if you want the exclusives. I mean, they want you to join the family, but I don't think the Xbox One X is what you want to join the Microsoft family with. It's going to be for people who's already part of the family and wants that boost in third-party games, because that's where it's at. There wasn't any, because, okay, so here's the thing with indie games. The Unravel, phenomenal game. Braid, another phenomenal game. Trying to think of some of the really great indie. Life is Strange was an indie game, man. That was a phenomenal game. That was actually shown at Microsoft press conference. I am super excited for that. Coming out this year. Brother Two Tales. I'm trying to think of some other really big indie games. Limbo was a really, really good game. So there was some out there. So they started off. They talked about the Xbox One X, which is coming out November 7th. I was a little late on it. I thought it was going to be at the end of August, September. But it makes sense to try to get them produced. It looks like the Xbox One S was slim, but it's in black. But they actually said it's going to be smaller than the slim. Let's see. They kept calling it a monster. Forza 7. The weather seems really cool on that. It was running at 4K, 60 frames per second. That's coming out October 3rd. They also showed the weather, like it was raining, so the puddle on the track was actually growing as the storm kept coming, which is pretty cool. 22 console exclusives is what they said. Sorry. The Dawning they showed, which is kind of like a reminded me a lot of Battleborn. Oh, and I can see why preferring big company games, because they've got the resources. But sometimes when games come out, they're not worth $60. I watch E3 on Twitch, Demonic. I actually host the press conferences on my Twitch channel, and I'll be hosting the Bethesda one that's coming up here in 45 minutes. 45 minutes or so? Is that what time? We have 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to run through Microsoft here real quick, and we'll talk about Bethesda coming up. Let's see. Um, you watched it on Twitter? Yeah. Let's see. Minecraft is going to be crossplay, player made skins, and the servers are going to be available for everybody in 4K update. For all games that they showed at E3. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. All games that they showed, Microsoft showed at E3 is available for pre-order right now on the Xbox Store. I didn't confirm that or not. Yeah, Battleborn when it came out, now we're $60. My favorite game of all time, The Division. Not of all time, but favorite game of last year, The Division. Now we're $60 when it came out. Um, just so many games. Homefront, definitely now we're $60. Even today, I want to pay $60 for that. I bought the bundle and I was excited. I was like, oh, they fixed all these bugs, and I ran into them like two, three missions in, and I'm like, they didn't fix them. They just patched over them. Um, but yeah, some of them are now worth $60. Dragon Ball Z Fighter they showed is coming early 2018. There's three V3 classes, which is pretty cool. They showed Black Desert, which is a console exclusive. It's an MMORPG, kind of like hack and slash with different classes. The Last Might was a console exclusive. I'm just going with them. Code Vein they showed off, which is going to be on multiple platforms, but that's a Dark Souls game. It's made by the people from Dark Souls. With it looks like it's got some Japanese RPG elements to it. Pretty cool. Sea of Thieves, early 2018. It's gonna be Windows and console. They showed off a little bit of that. They showed off. I don't get any news on it yet, but they showed off a big press conference of that, or like a demo of that on Mixer, and I'm gonna check that out. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Super Lucky Tail, November 7th. It's an exclusive. It's a 3D platforming. You collect coins. It's pretty cool. The best game trailer so far. It's super early. Just trailer or actual gameplay for E3? What am I most excited for? I mean, that can go different ways. Best trailer so far. Life is Strange. I love Life is Strange. I got excited when I seen that. Um, that was an actual trailer. They showed some Assassin's Creed, which I'll talk about later, which seemed pretty cool. But, showed Cuphead, obviously. Crackdown 3 was just a plan. Anyway, title. It's coming on November 7th. They had Terry Crews. He wasn't there, though. He was there, like, video. Well, definitely seems kind of cool. They talked about ID Xbox. The only one I really seen of that was Observer, which seemed like a horror game. And they said they released over 500 games so far. Hasheen was like an indie type game. Seemed kind of cool. Life is Strange 2, man. If you ever play that, they have 3 episodes. You play as Chloe. I think that's her name. That's the secondary character. August 31st. And they hinted that they found Rachel. So if you guys don't know, Rachel was somebody who was missing throughout, and you presumed her to be dead. Or they showed that she died. I can't remember. It's been a little while. Um, but it was like they were dead. Sorry. And that doesn't seem to be the case. So that's pretty cool. It showed Shadow of War gameplay. It was kind of exciting. Obviously, your enemies and the followers. Side objectives. They showed Ori and the Wall of the Wisp. Ori was another good indie game. Backwards compatibility news, man. Crimson Skies will be coming this year when they launch the original Xbox with backwards compatibility. They should announce Final Fantasy 15, Resident Evil 7, Witcher, Skyrim, Paladins, Homefront is all going to be getting upgraded to 4K. The Xbox One S is going down to 249. Xbox One X is 500. And then they showed Anthem, which is a EA game by BioWare. It's an open world off the Frostbite engine. Basically kind of like Titanfall, and you get into what they call javelins, which is exosuits. I didn't really talk a whole lot about it, but it looks like it's co-op. I don't think there's going to be much single player in that either. It looks like the loot itself is going to be RNG, and there's going to be world events. Oh, I'm sorry, my wrist is killing me, man. Looks like there's going to be world events on that. Let's get over here. They showed Metro Exodus. I don't know. My stream went down on that, so it's hard to tell. Assassin's Creed Origins, which is going to be an ancient Egyptian. Show them sliding down pyramids. Looks like there's going to be some sort of combat arena. You can ride in boats and horses. They said they added more RPG elements. You send out a bird or an eagle to scout the areas. You use spears. There was a part where he had like put 4 arrows in his bow and arrow, went back, shot him, and they split off and got 4 enemies, which was pretty cool. And then there was one that it slowed down and showed the arrow adjusting and hitting a person from far out. So I'm assuming you control it. Imagine that'd be stuff that you'd unlock in your RPG stuff. Deep Rock. It's a Minecraft shooter with spiders. It's the best way I can describe that. State of Decay 2 is coming out spring 2018. Obviously, it's a post-apocalyptic zombie game. It's coming to Windows and consoles. But you do base building, you choose who you save. Looks like they found an antidote that's limited. Excuse me. That does it for kind of the basic recap of EA and Microsoft. Is there anything else you guys seen or want to talk about and I didn't cover? If not, we'll go into Bethesda. A little bit of Bethesda predictions, guys. Oh man, Knights of the Old Republic. Well, they mentioned the original Xbox games getting a nice graphical boost. So hopefully that's what happens, and it is like a remake. Not really a remake, but like a remastered version. See, the problem with remakes is they're difficult to do. Because you have the fan base who loves it, and when you start changing stuff up, it can get real dicey, So you gotta make sure you stick to the similar formula. I think that's going to be something we're gonna look for. Hopefully, we'll see Resident Evil 2 and Final Fantasy 7, which is doing remakes for those. Hopefully we'll find those at the Sony press conference tomorrow. We might see something on PC, but I doubt it. Alright guys, so Bethesda There's rumors of them doing working on a card game. I'd imagine it'd be like a Skyrim spin-off type card game. That seems to be the big going trend right now. Fable showed off there a little bit of a card game. Uh, Gwent hasn't been shown, but Gwent's coming out. You guys get access to that now on pretty much all platforms for free if you want to play that. Pretty fun game, but it's a card game, so they're becoming dimes a dozen now. Was hoping to see something Fable oriented outside of the card game, but we didn't see that. Um, Rumors of um, Evil Within 2, and it's so crazy. And I just think E3 again will be Sony's to lose. Bethesda did really good last year as well. Microsoft, Microsoft did get good. They showed the games, but they really wasn't. Okay, so if this would have been Microsoft's press conference last year, saying, "Hey guys, we have uh, EA, I'm sorry, we have Project Scorpio coming out next holiday. It's gonna be 4K. It's gonna be awesome. Let's show you some exclusives um, that will be coming soon." And don't even put dates on when they're coming. Just pop them out like they did today. If they would have done that last year, I think Microsoft would have stole the show with that, their backwards compatibility stuff. Um, I think they would have just dominated. They didn't do that. And now that they're pushing this 4K console out on us, and they show these mediocre graphical games on there, definitely took a hit. Battleground unknown battleground, whatever that's called, is Xbox console. I don't know if how that's exactly going to work. Uh, if they're going to pull it straight from PC and say nope, PC no more, they're going to keep it on PC. But the graphical difference on that was phenomenal. I've seen people play that game on PC. Pretty good rigs. Graphics were not that great. Really not that great on the not Project Scorpio, Xbox One X. Ruining for gamers by pushing 4K instead of 60 frames per second. Well, they showed Forza running at 60 frames per second. I think that if they kind of do kind of what the PS4 Pro did or does, and kind of give you the option, hey, do you want to run frames per second, or do you want to run 4K? Because I mean, some games they proved can do it. Forza, I mean, it looks phenomenal, but it's a preloaded race map. It's not like an open world type thing where it's going to be limitations. Right, yeah, see, that's exactly where I stand on the whole backwards compatibility. Here's the thing, okay? Yes, you could probably keep your old consoles. I've actually got a pile of old consoles literally behind my chair right now. Original Xbox, GameCube. I don't have them hooked up. I've only got a limited space to put things, especially right now. So with backwards compatibility, now they're adding original Xbox games. It's going to be nice. Now I can play the original Xbox games out on my Xbox One. I don't have to switch. Don't have to take anything out. I'm saying that they should be pushing devs to get better frames per second and versus Revolution instead of trying to force feed 4K for people who don't want or need it yet. I would agree with that. I don't have a 4K setup. That's one of the reasons why I probably won't get the Xbox One X. I just had this monitor last year. It's 1080. Nice curved monitor. But I'm not going to go out and buy a 4K monitor and then go buy exactly Ninja. But I'm not going to go out and buy a 4K monitor, even though they're not super expensive, but they're pricey, and then drop $500 on a console. And your exclusives are not 4K. They're not 4K. They're not 4K. Why do you need a 4K cartoon 3D platformer? You don't. Why do you need Minecraft shooter 4K? You don't need Minecraft in 4K at all. I would go out and build a PC. So I stream, you guys, and that's another thing. I don't have the internet to go above. I have internet to probably stream 1080, but I don't have the capture card, so I'll have to upgrade my capture card. Have to upgrade my monitor. I'll end up having to upgrade my internet so you guys can get 4K, and it's not available in my area, so I'm already going to be moving. But now, if I do that, I'm going to have to look for an area that does have super high internet and available to do 4K, and then I'll have to get the Xbox One X. I mean, that's a lot of things to upgrade when I can just go buy or even make a PC. You see, and it's $900 for a 4K capture card. That's insane. Insane. But Mixer can do 4K, so you can stream it right from your Xbox One X straight to Mixer. I don't know. I don't know. That's just my rant on it. Um, I mean, granted, the people who have consoles probably don't know how to build a PC. I mean, that's the reality of it. So they're either gonna find somebody who can build it, try it on your own. Also, if multiplayer think it's a lazy cop, I'm not gonna want to play games I already played before I get. Well, you don't have to. Some people like to go back and play nostalgic games. I know I do. For backwards compatibility. The difference between Xbox backwards compatibility and PlayStation Now, I think is what it's called, or the PS2 on PS4, is you own it. Microsoft says you've already bought this digitally, this is yours. You have the physical copy, you can put it in the console. It's yours. Play it. Enjoy it. On PS4, if you want to go back and relive that game, you have to buy it again. Maybe granted it's not going to be the $40, $60, or whatever it is you paid for it at the time, but you have to buy it again. And that's the big difference. I think it's great if you want to go back and relive the game. I mean, I'm playing Dishonored again. I mean, it's not really backwards compatibility. I think they have that on Xbox One, didn't they? But I think I'm going to go back and play Bioshock. But I can do that on my Xbox One. I've never played it, but people tell me it's a good game and it's worth playing. I can go back and play it. I don't know. Braid, I want to play Braid. I've never played it. Backwards compatibility. Boom. That's my take on backwards compatibility. Um, if you own it, you don't have to pay for it again on Xbox. It's a plus. Bethesda, Evil Within 2. Red Dead Redemption is the only backwards compatibility game. I've never played Red Dead Redemption either. So, here's the thing, guys. From I was a big gamer up through probably about halfway of GameCube's life cycle. And I played a lot of different games. And then I just got closed minded and played Madden, um, wrestling games, occasional basketball game, hockey game here and there. I'm sorry, my nose. Um, so I just stopped playing games and just played sports games. And I did that pretty much all the way through high school. And then I got out of high school and I didn't really play games. I think the only game I played, so from '05 to '07 I didn't play anything. '07 I picked up WoW. WoW. And I played that for a while. And it wasn't up until a year and a half ago, after my surgery, I got back into gaming. If I play a game already beat it once, I start playing it again and it gets old with me and I don't want to finish. That's fine. Same as me, man. I played in man, I used to be playing sports games from most part until about 2011. Skyrim changed everything. I played a little bit of Skyrim, um, because somebody told me to play it, um, and I wasn't into it. I stopped playing Mass Effect. I'm into Mass Effect. I like Mass Effect. It's just a hard game to stream. And that's what I think game stuff like the Nintendo Switch would be phenomenal, especially for Skyrim. I can go in and do like the side quest, do some grinding and stuff while I'm at work, um, offline very easily with the Switch. Pop it in my dock, stream it for you guys. And you guys don't see any of the grindy stuff. You just see pure gameplay, story content. And for games like that, I feel that's a good deal. That'd be the only reason why I get a Switch. It's for games like Skyrim. But Bethesda. Anything you guys want to see about Bethesda? Bethesda doesn't feature Skyrim on Switch tonight because it probably runs like crap on the thing. I believe it. I didn't mention it on EA because they didn't mention it either. FIFA on the Switch is now FIFA 17. It's a dumbed down version of FIFA. And they're not even putting a number behind it. They're getting rid of story mode and I don't know what else they're going to get rid of. It's basically going to be like last gen on the Switch. But yeah, they probably won't mention it. What was weird about Microsoft today, Ninja? But there's rumors of Evil Within 2, which I did not like. I played a little bit of it. Like 3, 4 times I tried, I can't. Um, there's a rumor of a card game they're working on. You want to see Evil Within 2? I you talk about this game. You talk about I'll talk about EA Access on PS1 in a minute. The Evil Within 2, you got this is the line right here. Let's get towards the middle. On this side over here is people who loves the game, one of the best games they've ever played. This over here, let's get it right here. There's people who hates the game, think it's completely terrible. This line, nobody's on this line. You either love it or hate it. EA Access. They said that the PS4 demos were coming this week free. I mentioned this. PS4 needs EA Access to come. With Game Pass on Xbox, EA needs to push to PS4 to keep revenue coming. I had EA Access. I'm probably going to cancel EA Access and go over to Game Pass. It's a little bit more a month, but it's a lot more games. Even if it's just for a little bit, because I want to play the Bioshock games, Braid. There's a hint. Well, I'm gonna play the Gears of War games. I own all of them, but the first one anyhow. But there's a lot of games that I don't own on there that I want to play. EA Access is kind of like what I really think they are. You think they would have mentioned you can play Star Wars Battlefront 2 released exclusively on Xbox? Oh, that's true. But maybe EA might not even be letting early access through or early access to EA access because um, it may be another way for them to do their premium DLC stuff. So they talked about seasons, and they said all seasons are going to be free, and you got multi-year plan basically. I think that after the first season, all those characters are gone. You won't be able to play them unless you pay us $20 or whatever it is, and then you can keep those plus the new season. When you're not going to do a season pass, you're going to have to pay for each additional season you want to keep. I think that's how they're going to do some microtransactions like that. That's my opinion. Because EA loves microtransactions. I'm trying to think of anything. I think they're going to show. Nobody said anything about VR. Is VR dead? If Bethesda does not talk about um, Fallout 4 and Doom that they talked about coming in VR, if they do not talk about that tonight, I think VR is dead. Microsoft didn't even bring up VR with the new uh, Xbox One X. Is VR dead now? Well, they didn't even bring up like a new alternate version of Oculus. Oculus fell apart with that whole debacle in Oculus. Doom VR and Fallout 4 VR. They need to. If they don't mention it tonight, it's dead. I really believe that. I think it's the end of VR. At least within this push. They'll probably push it again in about 5 to 10 years, but I think this will be the end of the push. Really, Lucky's Tale was in VR? I did not know that. It seemed pretty cool. That's one of the few games I was excited for, even though it was kind of like an indie game. No, they did announce Ace Combat 7 in VR. They have to show it though. I think they really have to show it. I have not seen any news on games and any game sites yet. I've just been paying attention to press conferences and I gotta go back and look at all those. And they released the VR trailer. That's good. So they probably won't talk about it at the press conference. It's cool that they announced it, but VR, remember, was on the forefront in the last like 2-3 years, and now it's just like, I think it's slowly dying off because I'm seeing the devices coming down in price. Yes. You can, but it won't. You can, but it won't. Yeah, never miss anything. Yeah, Ferrari 7 was the first major breakthrough really in gaming. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I want to. I was really hoping Microsoft would set something up VR with the new console, but they didn't. So I can see that. Uh, remember, NFL 2K5. You have the first-person mode. It's kind of cool. Wasn't very effective, but it was cool feature. Alright, guys. So Bethesda, we're just gonna kind of see what happens. They have a new outer space game they're talking about doing. We'll see how that plays out. Yeah, don't move the needle for you. Microsoft will still be showing off cartoon games. Yeah, that's all it was. 4K cartoon games, though, Ninja. They were in 4K. True, native 4K. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up, guys. If you want to come over to twitch.tv/KingTimGames, I will be hosting the press conference over there. You guys are more than welcome to come hang out over there. If not, I understand. That's cool too. Following the press conference, I will be live again on Mixer.com/KingTimGames. Come hang out with me over there. No Halo or Gears, but to be honest, they already said there wasn't going to be any Halo or Gears of War. They already said it. Um, but yeah, so I'm going over to Twitch. And we'll see you guys in a little bit when I do my live vlog post show. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I hope to see you guys in a little bit. Dude.